The diner smelled like coffee and frying bacon. It was the kind of place where the booths had duct tape over the cracks, and the waitress knew everyone's order by heart. Daniel sat in his usual corner booth, fork halfway to his mouth, when he felt it. Eyes on him. Not the casual glance of a stranger, something heavier. He looked up. A little girl, maybe 5 years old, stood 3 booths away, completely still. Her coat was too big for her. Her hair was pulled into a crooked ponytail, and she was staring at his plate like it was the only thing in the world. Not at him, at the food. Daniel lowered his fork slowly. The girl didn't blink. Behind her, a woman in a faded jacket was sliding bills onto the table. Her movements were quick, nervous. She wasn't looking at anyone. She was trying to leave, quietly. Daniel glanced down at his untouched pancakes, his scrambled eggs, the stack of toast he'd ordered out of habit, not hunger. He looked back at the little girl. She wasn't begging, wasn't reaching, just watching. Her mother touched her shoulder gently. "Come on, sweetie, we have to go." The girl turned without a word, and Daniel made a choice. "Excuse me." His voice wasn't loud, but it cut through the diner noise like a hand raised in the dark. The woman froze. She didn't turn around at first, just stood there, one hand on her daughter's shoulder, the other clutching the strap of a threadbare purse. Daniel stood up. "I'm sorry," he said. "I don't mean to bother you." She turned slowly. Her face was young, but tired, the kind of tired that didn't come from one bad night. It came from months of them. Daniel hesitated. "I ordered way too much, and I hate wasting food." He gestured toward his booth. "Would you and your daughter like to join me? I really can't finish all this." The woman's jaw tightened. Her eyes flicked to the exit, then to her daughter, then back to Daniel. "We're fine," she said quietly. "I'm sure you are," Daniel said, "but I'm not. I'll feel terrible throwing this away." It was a lie, a kind one. The little girl looked up at her mother, not with pleading, just with quiet hope. The woman's shoulders sagged, just a little. "We don't want to intrude," she said. "You're not," Daniel said. "Please." He stepped aside and gestured to the booth. The woman hesitated for 3 long seconds. Then she nodded, once. They sat down across from him. The little girl's eyes went straight to the pancakes. Daniel slid the plate toward her without a word. "Go ahead," he said softly. She looked at her mother. The woman nodded. The girl picked up a fork with both hands and took the smallest, most careful bite Daniel had ever seen. Then another. Then her eyes closed, just for a second, like she was holding on to the taste. Daniel's chest tightened. The woman sat with her hands in her lap, looking anywhere but at him. "I'm Daniel," he said. She glanced at him, paused. "Claire. And what's your name?" Daniel asked the little girl. She swallowed and looked at her mother before answering. "Emma." "Nice to meet you, Emma." He pushed the eggs toward Claire. "Please," he said. "I wasn't exaggerating. I always order too much." Claire's hands stayed in her lap, but after a moment she reached for the fork. She ate slowly, deliberately, like someone who'd trained herself not to look hungry. Daniel sipped his coffee and looked out the window. He didn't ask questions, didn't make small talk. He just let them eat. When Emma finished the pancakes, she folded her hands in her lap, exactly like her mother. "Thank you," she whispered. Daniel smiled. "You're welcome." Claire set down her fork. She hadn't finished the eggs, but she'd eaten enough that Daniel knew she'd needed it. "We should go," she said quietly. "Of course." Daniel didn't argue, but as Claire stood, he did something he hadn't planned. He pulled out his wallet and set a 20 on the table. "For the tip," he said. Claire stared at the bill. "That's too much." "Then give it to Emma, for ice cream or whatever she likes." Claire's mouth opened, then closed. She picked up the 20 with shaking hands and put it in her coat pocket. "Thank you," she said. Her voice cracked on the second word. Daniel nodded. They left. He watched them through the window as they walked down the street, Emma's small hand tucked into her mother's hand. And Daniel sat back down in the booth, staring at the empty plates. He didn't know their story, didn't know where they were going, but something inside him had shifted. 3 days later, Daniel was back at the diner. Same booth, same time. He told himself it was routine, but he kept glancing at the door. Claire and Emma didn't come. A week passed, then 2. Daniel stopped looking. He was loading his truck with groceries one Saturday morning when he heard it, a small voice. "Hi." He turned. Emma stood beside the grocery cart return, her mother a few steps behind, carrying 2 plastic bags.
"Hey," Daniel said, smiling. "Emma, right?" She nodded. Claire approached slowly, her face cautious. "I didn't mean for her to bother you," she said. "She's not," Daniel said quickly. "Not at all." There was an awkward pause. Daniel shifted the grocery bag in his arms. "You live around here?" "Sort of," Claire said. "We're staying at the Oak Motel, just until I can—" She trailed off. Daniel knew the Oak Motel. It was the kind of place people stayed when they had nowhere else to go. "Are you working?" he asked carefully. Claire nodded. "I clean houses, when I can find them." "And Emma?" "She's with me," Claire said. "I can't afford daycare." Daniel's mind turned. "Can I ask you something?" Claire tensed. "It's not weird," Daniel said quickly. "I promise." She waited. "I run a small woodworking shop out of my garage. Nothing fancy. I make furniture, cabinets, that kind of thing. I've been looking for someone to help with sanding, staining, organizing supplies. It's easy work. And Emma could stay there while you work. I have a daughter. She's 12. She's usually around after school." Claire stared at him. "Why would you offer that?" "Because I need help," Daniel said simply, "and you need work. You don't know me." "No," Daniel agreed, "but I know you love your daughter, and I know you're trying. That's enough for me." Claire's throat moved. "I can't pay much," Daniel said, "but it's steady and it's safe." Emma tugged on her mother's sleeve. Claire looked down at her, then back at Daniel. "When would I start?" Claire showed up Monday morning at 8. Daniel's house was small but clean. The garage had been converted into a workshop. Tools on pegboards, lumber stacked neatly, the smell of sawdust and varnish in the air. His daughter, Lily, was eating cereal at the kitchen counter when they arrived. "This is Claire," Daniel said, "and this is Emma." Lily looked up, chewing slowly. "Hi," Emma waved shyly. "Emma, you want to see my room?" Lily asked. Emma glanced at her mother. Claire nodded. The two girls disappeared upstairs. Daniel handed Claire a dust mask and a pair of gloves. "I'll show you what needs doing." The work was simple. Sanding rough edges, applying stain, wiping down finished pieces. Claire didn't complain, didn't ask for breaks. She worked the way she did everything, quietly, carefully, like she was afraid to take up space. At lunch, Daniel brought out sandwiches. They ate on the back porch while Emma and Lily played in the yard. "You didn't have to do this," Claire said. "Do what? Hire me? Help me?" Daniel shrugged. "You're doing good work." "That's not what I mean." He looked at her. "I know what you mean, but I'm not doing it for credit. I'm doing it because it's right." Claire's throat moved. She turned away quickly. "Sorry. Don't be." They sat in silence. Emma's laugh drifted across the yard. "She's happy here," Claire said softly. "Lily is too. She doesn't talk much anymore. Not since her mom left." Claire looked at him surprised. "I didn't know." 2 years ago, Daniel said. "She said she wasn't cut out for this life. For us." "I'm sorry." "Yeah, me too." Another silence. "Emma's father?" Daniel asked carefully. Claire's jaw tightened. "Gone before she was born." Daniel nodded. No judgment, no pity, just understanding. "We're doing okay," Claire said. "Both of us." "Yeah, we are."
Weeks passed. Claire became part of the rhythm of the house. She learned where the tools went, learned how Daniel liked his coffee, learned that Lily hated mornings but loved drawing at night. And slowly, so slowly, neither of them noticed at first, something shifted. It started small. Daniel making extra dinner and offering Claire a plate before she left. Claire staying to help clean up. Emma falling asleep on the couch while Lily read to her. One evening, Daniel found Claire standing in the workshop, staring at a half-finished rocking chair. "You okay?" She nodded. "I used to want to build things," she said. "When I was younger, I thought I'd go to trade school, learn carpentry. What stopped you?" "Life," she said quietly. Daniel stepped beside her. "It's not too late." She laughed, soft, sad. "Feels like it is." "It's not." He handed her a pencil and a piece of scrap wood. "Draw something." "What?" "Anything. Just draw." Claire hesitated. Then she took the pencil. She sketched for 5 minutes, a simple side table with curved legs. Daniel studied it. "That's good." "It's just a doodle." "It's more than that." He looked at her. "Let's build it." "Daniel." "I'm serious. We'll build it together. You design it. I'll teach you how." Claire's breath caught. "Why are you doing this?" "Because you deserve it," Daniel said simply. Her eyes filled with tears. This time she didn't look away. They built the table over 3 weeks. Claire learned to use the saw, learned to measure twice and cut once, learned the feel of wood grain under her hands. Lily and Emma played in the yard every afternoon, and Daniel realized something. He was happy. Not the distracted, functional kind of happy he'd felt for the past 2 years. Real happiness, the kind that made him smile at nothing. One Friday evening, after the girls had gone to bed, Claire and Daniel sat on the porch with mugs of tea. The table they'd built sat between them, sanded smooth, stained deep walnut.
It's beautiful, Claire said. You made it, Daniel said. We made it, he smiled. Yeah, we did. Claire traced the edge of the table with her finger. I got an email yesterday, she said, from a furniture company. They're hiring, full-time, benefits. Daniel's heart sank, but he kept his face neutral. That's great. It's an hour away, Claire said. I'd have to move. Daniel nodded slowly. You should take it. I know, she looked at him, but I don't want to. Daniel's breath stopped. What? I don't want to leave, Claire said. Her voice was steady now, clear. Emma's happy here. I'm happy here. For the first time in years, I feel like I'm not just surviving. Claire, I know it's complicated, she said. I know I don't even know what we are, but I don't want to walk away from this. Daniel set down his mug. I don't want you to either. Her eyes searched his face. You mean that? Yes. He reached across the table and took her hand. I don't know what this is either, Daniel said, but I know I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose you. Claire's hand tightened around his. Then I'll stay. You're sure? She nodded. I'm sure. 6 months later, Claire and Emma moved into a small house 2 streets over. It wasn't big, but it was theirs. Daniel helped them move in. Lily and Emma painted Emma's room together, soft yellow with stars on the ceiling. Claire started working at the furniture company part-time and kept helping Daniel in the shop on weekends. They didn't rush things. No grand confessions, no dramatic declarations. Just slow, steady trust. Dinner twice a week, movie nights with the girls, long conversations on the porch after dark. And one evening, as they sat on that same porch, Claire leaned her head on Daniel's shoulder. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For seeing us. Daniel kissed the top of her head. Thank you for staying. Emma and Lily's laughter floated through the open window, and for the first time in a long time, both of them felt something they'd almost forgotten. Hope.